Good morning, students. This is your Maths 1 online teaching session. Let us continue with our 7th chapter, that is statistics. In today's session, we will start with problem set 7. Okay, so let us start with the first sum of the problem set. Question number 1 is write the correct alternative answer for each of the following questions. Now, this is MCQ. Now, taking this MCQ, the main objective of mine is to revise all the important concepts again. Maybe one or two MCQs we would have solved in the previous session also, but let us take it together so that all the concepts are revised very nicely. See the first question. Which of the following data is not primary? Okay. Question is which of the following data is not primary? Now for this we should know the concept of primary and secondary data. Yes, the data which is collected by a particular individual himself. He is not relying on anyone else. That data is called as primary data, while the data which is collected from some other source, that particular person is not doing it himself, he is relying on some other source, that is nothing but secondary data. Now in this question they want us, it is not a primary data. In short, they want secondary data, right? So let us read the options. By visiting a certain class, gathering information about attendance of students. Now visiting a certain class and then gathering information, that this process is being done by a particular individual, right? So this is primary data. By actual visit to homes, this is also a primary data to find the number of family members, to get information. So this is what is secondary data. I hope you have recollected the definition. When you get information on from some other source, that is nothing but secondary data. So to get information regarding plantation of soya bean done by each farmer from the village Talathi. Okay, so this is not a primary data. In short, it is a secondary data. Review the cleanliness status of canals by actually visiting them. Now they are actually visiting and taking a review of it. So this is also primary. So out of this four options, which one is not a primary data? Option C. I hope you have understood it. Okay, let us move to the next MCQ. Question number 2. What is the upper class limit for the class 25 to 35? Now for this, we need to know the concept of upper class limit and lower class limit. Let us quickly revise the definition. The number written to the right hand side is called as the right hand side of the class interval is called as the upper class limit, while the number written to the left hand side of the class interval is called as the lower class limit. Now in this, the class interval is 25 to 35, and what they want the upper class limit. So upper class limit is always written to the right side of the class interval. So out of these options, 25, 35, 60 and 30, which is the upper class limit? The upper class limit obviously is 35. That is option B. Okay, so I hope the second sum is also understood to you. Just a revision of all the concepts that we have already learned. This is the third one. What is the class mark of the class 25 to 35? Now for this, we should know the definition or the formula for class mark. What is the definition of it? Class mark is equal to lower limit plus upper limit upon 2. Yes or no? Now this is the class interval. Lower limit is 25. Upper limit is 35. This I need to add and divide by 2. When I add this, I get 60. 60 by 2, that is nothing but 30. So out of this four options, which one is the correct one? Option D. I hope you remembered this formula as well. Class mark is nothing but lower class limit plus upper class limit upon 2. So 25 plus 35 upon 2, that is 60 upon 2. And when you divide this, the correct option will be option D, that is 30. Okay. Right. So these were the first three sums. Let us move to the next question. The next question is this. If the classes are 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, what type of classes are these? These are continuous classes. Then in which class should the observation 10 be included? Now I have told you the definition of continuous and non-continuous classes as well. When the classes are continuous, what is the rule to be followed? You have to include the lower limit, but you don't have to include the upper limit. The upper limit will be included in the next class. I hope you have understood it and you have recollected it. See, when I talk about 10 to 20, 20 is not included here. Yes, the upper limit is not included here. It is included in the next class. So this class will have all numbers from 10 till 19. I hope it is clear. So now what they are asking us, in which class should the observation 10 be included? 0 to 10. So this class will have numbers from 0 till 9. Since it is continuous class, this 10 will be included in the next one, that is 10 to 20. Okay, so out of these 4 options, which one is the correct one? Option B, that is 10 to 20. Okay, this is just the basic definition of continuous and non-continuous classes. Right, so this was the fourth sum. Let us move to the fifth one now. The fifth question is this: if x bar is the mean of x1, x2, xn, and y bar is the mean of y1, y2, yn, and z bar is the mean of x1, x2, xn, and y1, y2, yn, then z bar is equal to question mark. Okay, so half of you must have really been afraid of this, looking at this question, that it is very difficult. Absolutely not. Trust me, it is very easy. Let's see how it can be done. The options are x bar plus y bar upon 2, x bar plus y bar, x bar plus y bar upon n, x bar plus y bar upon 2n. Now, how to proceed further? What should be the steps? Just have a look at what is given to us. It is given that x bar, yes, x bar is the mean of x1, x2, xn. Yes, if x bar is the mean of x1, x2, xn, what is the meaning of this? That x bar, what is the formula for mean? Sum of all observation upon total observation, total number of observation. X bar should be nothing but x1 plus x2 plus x3 till where I need to add? Till xn. It is nth observation that is given, till xn, and to be divided by number of observation. Now what is number of observation here? See, this is first observation, this is second observation, till where it is being added? Till the nth observation. So number of observation automatically becomes n. I hope this is understood. I have not told you anything new. I have just revised the definition of mean. What is mean? Sum of all observation, as I have done here. See, x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus xn till xn, and number of observation. Number of observation we can get from here, that it is n. Okay. Now this x bar can be written as, now what is the meaning of this x1 plus x2 plus x3 till xn? It is nothing but summation of x. We are adding all the x together upon n. Is it clear now? Same way I am going to do for y as well. What will be y bar? It will be nothing but addition of x1, addition of y1 plus y2 plus y3 till where? Till yn. Upon what? Upon n. What is this? Y bar. Same way, y bar can also be written as summation of y upon n. Okay, so these are the first two steps to be understood. See, these questions you need to solve it stepwise, otherwise you will really not understand. See, the first part, as I have told you, x1, x2, xn are the observations that are given to us. When I need to add it and find the mean, mean is what? Sum of all observation. Sum means summation, sigma. So add all this, summation of x upon n. Now cross multiply. Okay, so you will get n into x bar is equal to summation of x. The first part. Exactly same way the second part. What should I write? Y bar is equal to y1 plus y2 till yn. Yes, so n into y bar is equal to summation of y. This is what I will be getting for y. Okay, see this, y bar is summation of y upon n. Cross multiply it, n into y bar is equal to summation of y. So this way I have got summation of x and summation of y. Now how to relate it? See this. What is given here? Z bar is the mean of x1 plus x2 till xn and y1 plus y2 till yn. Means what? Z bar is nothing but summation of x plus summation of y upon number of observation. Now what should be the number of observation? Number of observation, just have a look here. It is still n. Even this is still n. So it should be n for this x and n for this y. N plus n. Again I am repeating. Z bar is the mean. Mean means sum of observation. Sum of observation means summation of x plus summation of y upon n plus n. Now I have got the value of summation of x here. Yes, that I will be substituting. What is it? N into x bar plus summation of y. Do we have a value here? Yes, n into y bar. Correct? Upon n plus n is nothing but 2n. Okay. Now I hope you have understood what is the answer. As you can see here, n can be taken common from the numerator. Yes, I'll write it here. N can be taken common from the numerator, x bar plus y bar upon 2n. And then this n and n can be cancelled. The correct option is option A. I hope you have understood it. X bar plus y bar upon 2. Okay. Now let's see the actual steps of this. The first step is, again I am repeating it, x1 plus x2 till xn. So x bar mean is summation of x upon n. Cross multiply it. You will get it like this. Same way y1 plus y2 till yn. Y bar will be summation of y upon n. Again cross multiply. You will get summation of y is equal to n into y bar. Okay. Now let us read the next part. It is given as z bar is the mean of x1, x2 till xn, and y is the mean of, it is the mean of x1, x2, xn and y1, y2, yn. Okay. So see this. This is what I have shown you in the previous slide also. Z will be what? Addition of all x plus addition of all y upon n plus n. Okay. But we know the value of summation of x as n into x bar and summation of y as n into y bar, and n plus n is 2n. Take n common. Yes, n and n can be cancelled now. X bar plus y bar upon 2 is the correct option. Now see, even though it is given as an MCQ question, it deserves at least 3 marks in the exam. So I can give you this as solve also as 2 marks or 3 marks question. Don't expect it to be asked only as an MCQ question. All this working has to be shown. So please make a note of all these steps which I have written here. Okay. It can be asked as solve also as 2 marks or 3 marks. So out of all these options, which one is the correct one? Option A. X bar plus y bar upon 2. Okay. So I hope all these steps are clear. You can write all these steps very neatly in your book, so that if you have any doubt, you can understand it by looking at the steps. Let us move to the next question. The next question is the 6th one. The mean of 5 numbers is 50. Out of which mean of 4 numbers is 46. Find the 5th number. Okay. Options are 4, 20, 434 and 66. Now how to solve this? Mean of 5 numbers is 50. Okay. Now we know the formula for mean. Mean is equal to sum of all observations upon number of observation. Yes or no? Number of observation. Now mean is given as 50. Sum of all observation, I don't know. Sum of all observation, and number of observation is how much? 5. So can I find out sum of all observations? Yes. Sum of 5 observations. All observations means 5. It's given number of observation is 5. So sum of 5 observations will be, I can find it out by cross multiplying it. 50 into 5, that is 250. Okay. So this is the first step that has to be done. Say this. Mean of 5 numbers is 50. So sum of 5 numbers will be what? This is what I have told you just now. Why I am multiplying it? As per the definition. The definition is mean is equal to sum of 5 observations upon number of observations, that is 5. Mean value is given as 50. So sum of 5 observations upon 5. So that is the reason it has been multiplied. 50 into 5, that is 250. Okay. I hope it is clear. This is just the basic formula. Then we come to the next part of the question. That mean of 4 observations is 46. So same way, sum of 4 observations will be 46 into 4. When you multiply this, you will get it as 184. Just understand the question now. They are asking us to find the 5th number. If sum of 5 numbers is 250 and sum of 4 numbers is 184, it becomes very easy for us to find out the 5th number. How we will do that? We will simply subtract this. Yes or no? So when you subtract 250 minus 184, you will get the correct answer. I think it is 66. Just see the steps. So fifth number will be sum of 5 numbers minus sum of 4 numbers. So 250 minus 184, that comes to 66. I hope this sum is clear. This sum also can be asked as a 2-mark question where so many steps are involved, and mark this sum as an important 2-mark question, not as an MCQ. It can be asked as a 2-mark solve question. So make a note of all these steps. The correct answer is 66. The fifth number is 66. Yes, so I hope you have understood all these MCQs which I have done in today's session. I have completed the first 6 MCQs of the problem set. There are few MCQs which also can be asked as a 2-mark and 3-mark question. So write all the steps. We will continue with the remaining part of the chapter in the next session. Thank you.